Well, it's Vision Sunday. I am so thankful to be able to stand here and talk to you for just a minute of all the wonderful things God has done last year. I just want to go over a few things of what God has done this past year and then come back in a minute and talk to you about perhaps some things that we believe God wants to do in 2026. But just to start it off, 2025 came to the conclusion, wrapped it up finally, the building, the Next Gen Center out back for the playground, basketball court, pickleball court, volleyball court, office space, small group space, after school program, Mother's Day out. It's going to allow us to do all of those things at a bigger scale. And I just want to say thank you to you, Summit Church, for making that happen. Thank the Lord. Father, thank you for making this vision come to pass. And so now we're on the cusp of all of that now coming into play. We'll have a big celebration next week as the grand opening of that facility. Also, some things that we've been doing this past year is we have partnered with the table through Sea Glass Initiatives to feed the homeless. And every week, most every week, there's people from our church and other churches going out feeding the homeless and the food challenge. Over 9,000 meals in less than 2 years have been served through the Sea Glass Initiative of the table. Some other things that I believe are very exciting as well here at Summit Church is, well, as a church, we've grown 13% over last year. Numbers, are, some say are not important. Well, the Bible has a book named Numbers, so they are important to some extent. If you don't measure it, then it doesn't have any value to you. So we grew by 13%. In the church world, what does that mean? Well, if you're growing by 2 or 3%, you're just staying where you're at. Nothing's changing. And 5%, that's significant growth, strong church. A 10% growth, man, that's amazing. You're blowing it out of the waters. We've grown by 13%. That just gives you perspective of the American church, what kind of growth we've seen this past year. Gave God all the glory, right? He gets all the glory. But most important is this number, 291 salvations this past year. Almost 300 people gave their heart to the Lord, made a commitment. I want to follow Jesus. And 157 of them, almost half of that number, also said, I want to go into the waters of baptism. I want to come out with a new person living through me. And so we need to just celebrate that number. What an incredible number, and so thankful for that. As far as, just affecting our community, which, that's our vision statement, right? To make impact. Operation Love Kids, every July, we give away kids sneakers and backpacks and haircuts and school supplies. And we gave over 300 pairs of shoes. You paid for that this past year. We're thankful for that. Operation Christmas Child, sending out boxes of goods, candies and toys to the kids around the world. Man, we did over 3,200 Christmas boxes to the world this past year. What an amazing thing that was. And we can't forget the Kairos Prison Ministry as well. Man, they are knocking it out of the park. 2 weekend retreats there in the state penitentiary. 85 salvations, 85 inmates coming to know Jesus Christ, experiencing the love of God for many the first time in their life. And man, what an outreach that is. And got to take our hats off to the Kairos team that's really paying the price and sacrificing for the Lord in such a beautiful way. Well, what are we doing in the world? What did we do last year? Well, guess what? We launched a Summit Church in Cuba. That's right. We launched a house church in Cuba, and that was 6 months ago. Beautiful pastor, wife, family, and man, they have hit the ground running. And this past 6 months since they started the church, they are now reaching about 60 people attending their services. It is growing. Now we have to look at how we're going to grow this thing even more. And so we're excited about that. And in addition to that, we as Summit Church sponsored 100 pastors in Cuba, paid for their education for a foundational one-year education in theology so they can go to their churches and teach with sound doctrine. Also in the world, Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland in South Africa, doors opened up there through our relationship with Lee West. And Lee told us about this need, and we bought 2 houses for women to be rescued from sex trafficking there in Swaziland. This is a cutting edge thing happening there. No one's doing anything about that issue in Swaziland, or Eswatini as it's now known. And so you did that. And now we are in the process of filling those houses up with people. And it's going to be a beautiful thing to see these young ladies rescued from sex trafficking. In Pakistan, we have a support team that's going there actually this week to start perhaps a Big Fish ministry in Pakistan, in addition to the support we sent them financially to rebuild their church after they experienced a flood. So that's an amazing thing happening in Pakistan. In Costa Rica, we sent a mission trip down there, and it's a wonderful place there in the middle of Costa Rica. We sent $20,000 as well to bring relief to the volcano victims there. The volcano went off, and they were this tragedy. A lot of people didn't know about it. It was under the radar, but we sent $20,000 for them to rebuild, and in addition to build a youth center. And took a mission trip down there. That was a wonderful time. Also in Guatemala, we sent $10,000 down to Guatemala to Rich and Sherry Smith, and they are building a house for women that come out of the foster care program in Guatemala. They graduate out of that program around 16 years old. They don't have anywhere to go. Typically they go straight to the streets and go into prostitution, things like that. And so we are helping them build a house for women down there. And we went down there this past summer, had a wonderful time in Guatemala, and we're going to stay on top of that one as well. Well, I just want to give you maybe some of you don't know this, but people that we support all around the world. On a monthly basis, we are sending Summit Church money to these different ministries in different lands. I don't think you perhaps maybe know that, so I just want to give you a little rundown. Obviously, I mentioned Lee West, the One Rescues. We send money to that ministry where they're rescuing people out of labor and sex trafficking in Pakistan. Jeff Copeland, many of you know him, Kingdom Bridges. He's actually in Moldova right now, in Ukraine, doing ministry. And we've actually built the Summit Center through Kingdom Bridges there, which is a trade school, and love Jeff and his ministry. Daniel and Megan McGuire, pastoring there in Germany. We support them on a monthly basis. You also support Judy Hernandez, who is in Guatemala. She has the Alpha and Omega Children Christian School. Over 1,000 children now in a school. She started about 20 some years ago with just a handful of kids. We love Miss Judy. She's a blessing. Dave Stafford in the Philippines doing incredible work there. We support Jessica Tomlinson. Some of you know her out of the same ministry here, and she's now in Scotland and actually started another church there. Global Action is training pastors around the world, and we are supporting Global Action as well. Many of you know Pastor Yunel. He works with Global Action. We've opened now doors into South America. What is Global Action? Well, we are training pastors through Global Action for a one-year basis, a one-year time, 9 months actually, 10 months. And they go through a school, and that's what Global Action is. We really believe educating pastors is vitally important to the growth and the maturity, the sustainability of the churches in our world. Also, we have joined partnership this past year with IGPN, International Grace Pastors Network. In India, in South Asia, Bangladesh, South Asia, Kenya, East Africa, Mozambique, in the South Africa area, over 16,000 pastors are being trained through IGPN And sometimes I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Zoom calls, just pastoring and loving on these pastors in other parts of the world. These are just a few of the things that Summit Church is doing, what we've done in 2025, and we believe 2026 is going to be even greater. We want to say thank you, we love you, and we couldn't do it without your generosity and your heart for the world. We love you. Thank you for all you do.